Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. We are continuing our chromatographic chapter and the topic under study was thin layer chromatography. Now we will continue our thin layer chromatography topic. We have studied till the solvent as mobile phase. Now today we will study development of the chromatoplate. The generally used method for the development of chromatoplate is ascending technique, but descending and two-dimensional, which is also known as 2D method, can also be used for the development of the chromatoplate. Once the chromatoplate has been prepared, as we know that we prepare the chromatoplate and then samples have been applied over it, then it is placed in a suitable chamber. Chamber means chromatographic tank with the lower edge immersed in the eluent. Eluent means mobile phase to a depth of 0.5 to 1 centimeter, as is shown here. The tank is then closed so that the chamber means chromatographic tank, is fully saturated with the solvent. Solvent means mobile phase. Then the chromatoplate is immersed in the tank and its lower end containing the baseline is made to stand in the developing solvent at an angle of 45 degree, as is shown here. The chromatographic plate will be placed and in this manner by the angle of 45 degree with the chromatographic tank. This is shown the ascending technique. The baseline should be above the surface of the solvent. The tank is then closed firmly with the lid in this form. The mobile phase moved up due to the capillary action. The mobile phase means this solvent which is put at the base of the chromatographic tank will move over the stationary phase or the chromatographic plate in this form and due to the capillary action and dissolve the solute in the sample spot. As it moves up, separation of the components of the mixture sample will take place depending upon their solubility in the mobile phase, solubility of the spot in the mobile phase, or the interaction with the solid absorbent, which will act as a stationary phase over this chromatographic plate coated on the plate. The process continues till the solvent reaches the finishing line. Finishing line is drawn here, as I have told you. When you will prepare the chromatographic plate, you will put both the baseline and finishing line over the chromatographic plate. The plate is then removed from the tank and dried by hot air. Next is the location of the compound. Which type of sample is present in the spot. Colored substances can be located without any difficulty as they shown their specific color over the plate. But when the compounds are colorless, physical or chemical means must be used for this purpose, as we have used the physical and chemical methods for the location of the spot on the paper chromatography. Chemical method, different chromogenic spray reagents can be used for spraying the plate which produces colored areas. For example, ninhydrine. Ninhydrine is used as a locating agent for the detection of the amino acid. Iodine can also be used for the locating agent to identify a large number of organic compounds. Sulfuric acid can also be used as a locating agent, but it is corrosive. Corrosive means it can give the bad effect over the plates or your hands. It produces colored compounds which are visible in daylight. Next is the physical method. Physical method of location has advantages that substances on chromatoplates are not converted into other compound. It means no chemical reaction between the locating agent and the spot will take place. Physical methods are of following types. ultraviolet technique. This is also known as spectrophotometry. The most common method of location is the use of adsorbent layer containing a fluorescent indicator. If a compound is naturally fluorescent, it can be detected by placing the developed plate in a small box and irritating it with the UV radiation. If a compound does not have fluorescence, it can be made fluorescent by spraying the plates with some fluorescent indicator. Next, photodensitometry. Quantitative analysis of separated constituents on thin layer plates is generally carried out by measurement of photodensity and the area of spot on the plate. This is the physical method. Next is the radiochemical detection. Radiochemical detection means radioactive labeled. Radio labeled means radioactive compounds labeled on the compounds will be used in radio trace methods for following the course of chemical and biochemical reactions. Next, this is all about the thin layer chromatography. Next, now we will come over the application of TLC. TLC can be used for the purification, identification and separation of the chemical compounds. So it is number one, it is a very common technique for checking the purity of the products obtained in organic synthesis. This is also used in the laboratory for check whether the reaction is complete or not. Next, it is used for the identification of plant extract or drugs, etc. TLC can also be used for separation of metal with similar chemical properties. For example, nickel, cobalt, manganese, zinc. All these come in the same group, can be separated by this technique. Next is the preference of TLC over paper chromatography. This method is quick, 20 to 40 minutes are sufficient for their separation. Next, number two, because inorganic layers are used as adsorbent, more reactive reagents can be used to visualize spot than are possible in paper chromatography. Next, this method is considerably more sensitive than paper chromatography. Lower limit of detection of 10 to the minus 9 gram is possible in some cases. TLC employs glass plates as support for adsorbent. TLC plates can be dried at higher temperature without any risk of destruction of the plate. Means plates can't be broken. While in paper chromatography, extreme care must be taken while drying the paper. Next, the spots appear in TLC are sharp and compact, while those obtained in paper chromatography are usually diffuse. Diffuse means, so generally we see that the result of the paper chromatography technique is that the spots will be in this form. So these are known as the diffuse spots. The capacity of thin layer adsorbent is higher than that of paper. These are the preferences of the TLC over the paper chromatography. Lastly, we will study the TLC chromatographic technique, how you in few steps, how you will carry out the whole process which we have studied in last 2 days. These are the points. A glass or plastic plate is coated with a thin layer of adsorbent. Adsorbent can be cellulose, silica or alumina powder. This is done by mixing the adsorbent with a suitable liquid, usually water, to form a slurry. Next, slurry is applied to the sheet of glass or plastic plate by spreading or dipping or pouring method, as we have studied these all methods. Plates are dried. Dried means activated in an oven at 105 degrees Celsius for half an hour. Next, a drop of mixture to be separated is placed just on the baseline. A finish line is also marked over the glass plate. Then the spot is dried. Plates are then kept in already saturated chromatographic tank. Mobile phase is allowed to pass over the plate till it reaches the finish line. The separation of sample mixture occurs in discrete spots. Discrete one means separated spots you can easily visualize in case of TLC. This all procedure we have discussed in this diagram. This is the chromatographic tank. These are plates. This is the baseline. This is the finish line which is already drawn, and then the mobile phase run over it. It is dried, and then these are known as chromatoplates. These dried plates are then spotting is done over it. Then these are plates again are put in the chromatographic tank. Then these are dried, and locating agents can be sprayed over it to detect the components of the sample. This is all about the thin layer chromatography, and end of the chromatographic chapter. We have studied paper introduction, paper chromatography, and thin layer chromatographic technique. Thank you.